Hello, good day, good morning, and good evening to some. This is Grand Madam welcoming you to Grand Madam's Tarot. I hope you had a good Easter and Passover weekend. Mine was quiet. All I did was roast a chicken. I'm good. Something that has been vexing my spirit recently. Well, I hadn't paid it too much mind until this morning. For some reason, when I actually was wide awake enough to look at the news. Friday, Judge Matthew Kazmarek or Kamarick used, cited the 1873 Comstock Act, I'm sorry, to prohibit contraceptives in the mail, contraceptives of any type. And I'm like, whoa, red flag. I got triggered. And I'm going to tell you why. This is in Texas, but that can just be the testing point, okay? Now, I told you before, I'm a baby boomer, so I've been around a long time. And I'm going to tell you what I saw. I was around when any kind of contraception or contraceptive information was considered pornography, which comes from this Comstock Act. Okay, it's federal. It's called an anti-obscenity law. All right. So even discussing contraceptives was considered pornographic. It was considered obscene. All right. And this came about not too long before Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood. That's another story. But I think basically it's the same, two different sides of the same coin. Now, at that time, you have to ask what was going on. Whenever you want to understand what was happening or why this law is like this, where this law came from, look at what was going on at the time. 1873, what was going on? Well, the slaves had their so-called emancipation 10 years earlier. So they were forming families. They were working in the freedmen. They were working in industrialized areas. Immigrants. There was an influx in immigrants to also come in and work in the industrialized areas. Uh, Little towns were becoming burgeoning cities. And with the burgeoning cities came the burgeoning cities problems. High crime, prostitution was huge, theft, you name it, violent acts. Okay. Um, the intellectual elites, used to call them the intelligentsia of the time, decided that something had to be done about those people, the masses, because everybody's working now who can work, and their behaviors. So one of the things they were going to do, they basically tried to cut out sex. That's what they tried to do. That's what it came down to. That's what it all comes down to. And at that time, you could order your contraceptives through the mail. It was a private thing. And they didn't too much care whether you were married or not. Yet, I don't know about where Comstock was. I still get this feeling it was in New York, but it became a federal law. There were fornication laws in place. I know because we had them here. And they were only repealed in 1957. You heard me, 1957. So, what I'm saying is this. Whenever laws are made, they're made to contain a certain behavior or a certain group of people at one time. And regardless of how you feel about preventing pregnancies or the A word, you're really going to have to take your emotions and your sentiments out of it and look at the facts as they are. Because these are movements that are alive and well that we hadn't seen in almost 150 years. So someone's trying to really turn back the clock. We talk about the 50s. No, this isn't the 50s. This is going back even further than that. So, and my personal belief is once they knock the women out of the showcase, they're coming for the minorities next because we must be contained. Okay, who they are, I think they are being exposed day to day. All they have to do is turn on the news to see who has changed what, who has voted on what, but who is behind them, who is paying them to do this because they are being paid to do this. Oh, yes, they are. That'll come out too. It's all going to come out in the wash. But in the meantime, what I'm concerned about right now is what is the outcome of the judge's ruling on receiving contraceptives in the mail. I want to see what the outcome of this is. What is the outcome? What is the outcome? Because there are quite a few Comstock laws throughout the Union in different states. Not saying it to scare you. I just want you to be aware. Aware. Now, women today are much more educated, hopefully much smarter than women were. We have more devices. We have more options and opportunities than they had 150 years ago. So let's just see what happens. What is the outcome of Judge I can see his name and I can't pronounce it. Judge Matthews' ruling here. One more. No? Spirit? Yes or no? One more shuffle or not? Okay. Uh, and see, my concern is just because it was ruled in Texas does not mean it's going to stay in Texas. And I have nieces. Oh, my car's upside down. I have nieces and some of you nephews. And you men need to be aware of this too because they'll be coming for you next. Overall energy is the past. We just talked about that. 1873. What about the past? Oh, my nose. Uh-huh. Good. Don't follow. This is interesting. Six of Cups talks about the past, material wealth, and tying the woman up. Tying up the female again. So this has been a ploy to contain, like I said, the female. And take life back. Oops. Taking life back to an earlier time. No, it's not going to work, but I want to see what the outcome is. You can't go home again once you've been, you're not turning back the clock, okay? Especially we're in the age of Aquarius now, but I'm curious. Also, my nerves are vexed, okay? All right, this is the resources and the actions. This is the magician. This is in the past, things that have been done in the past, manipulations to turn back the clock. And in the more recent past, yeah, turn back the clock on the Empress, on the female. Take it back to, now the Empress is not married, but the Empress has children. The Empress is like Mother Nature, but the Empress, pregnant with possibilities and creativity, but the Empress is basically a woman with children. No, the Emperor is not her spouse. The emperor is just a different energy. And this is what they're trying to do. Here's an offer. I don't know what the offer is. That cup looks empty to me. Knight of Cups. So what offer, what are they trying to say here? What are they trying to do? Make it like it was. This was also the time of arranged marriages. Choices. And here we have the King of Wands. This is my marketing man. He makes things happen. He's the go-getter. He's also in position of power. He is a king. Oh, look, right here's the rulings. Here's the justice. There are going to be some other lawsuits against this here. Oh, yes, I said the fan and the air conditioner. This is the beginning of, yeah, like I said, this is a grand explosion here. The information is out. It's absolutely clear. Someone is trying to turn back the clock and they're dead serious about it. And now, whomever is behind this is going to be exposed. The tower has struck, and they're going to build. They're going to bring the whole. It's not a system. It's not an idea. You know what? It might be an idea because I didn't finish my little thing on the Comstock Act. The Comstock Act was like uh, the precursor to the eugenics movement. Okay, their only contraceptive that was approved by those who followed the Comstock that was sterilization. Okay, and the only thing that knocked that idea or that construct out of the ballpark was when Hitler took it to a whole different level, and we know what he did. That's when the whole eugenics and the whole uh, era, I guess you would say, of controlling the sexual masses, the sexual behaviors of the masses, or controlling the masses, period. That's when it fell out of favor. And it looks like to me that's what they're afraid of, and that's what's getting ready to repeat itself. If history is repeating itself, folks, it's because we had not learned a lesson. I don't know what that lesson is. Well, let's keep going. And then it's over. And then it's over. This is the world. Now, this might mean, Spirit, what is your take on this? I'm going to clarify the world here because this very well, all eyes are on the United States right now, and they think we've lost our minds. We've definitely fallen down on the index of democracy. There's a worldwide index, blah, blah, blah. There is a worldwide, United Nations has it, index of countries that practice democracy. And the United States has dropped down to number 41. They were only in 33 or something like that, up in the 30s in the first place. Now they've dropped even lower. So the whole wide world thinks we have lost or in the process of losing our democracy right now. But anyway, in the meantime, uh, what is the world? What is the world? What is the world? Because like I said, the only thing that stopped this whole Comstock business and eugenics business was when Hitler was when it was publicly discovered, when it was discovered that they were using those ideas to exterminate anyone who Hitler didn't believe was a part of the Aryan race, which is dark. Uh, he got that all ass backwards. But when somebody's insane, was he insane or just power crazy? Um, Something similar might be discovered now and here. Anyway, what is the world? What is the world? What is the world? What is the world? Clarify world for me. Come on in, Tarot Team. Thank you. Really? Okay. Okay. And the world is. Hmm. Like I said, this was the world is clarifying long-term book of secrets, book of knowledge that's been locked up and closed. That tells me there's still a whole lot about that time period we don't know anything about that the rest of the world does, and they're going to tell it. Clarify the world, the lilies, and lilies also symbolizes the female. Uh, yeah, okay. The the mice gnawing away at the female health, at reproductive health. Clarify that, please. All of that, spirit. Oh, Jesus. Here's the laws. The end of a cycle, the end of an action, or is it the end of, we'll see. And what? This makes no sense. The bouquet, which is a gift, and the anchor, which is going to solidify. They're trying to solidify a situation, like I said, that happened in the end, but I do believe that the situation, let me keep going. Snake and the owls, people are watching. People are watching. Okay, that's a shady situation. Oh, that was the sickle in the child previously. And here we have hope and wishes. Here we have clarifying cards are given. This is the tower, this is the official institution, and this is the fox, the sneaky fox. Shady things. Thank you. People's this situation here is going to expose a lot of people, and their loyalty is being examined because they're not who they say they are. Ooh. Beliefs from a distance. Okay, I'm gonna need to get on family choices, obstacles, and cross purpose. Obstacles with the church. Oh, y'all. And here it's all about the women. All about the women. Susie Homemaker of the 50s, modern woman of today. Should I keep going? This is man with a closed heart, caged heart. He doesn't want either one of them. You know, they're trying to put commitment on commitments. I think this is about relationships, but do you see how far people have? Look at the labyrinth, trying to navigate a commitment. Because relationships, ooh, are like almost non-existence right now between men and women. And look, time is up. All of this is about to expire. That's interesting. And this is your North Node for the best. Wow. So we're getting This is the rider. This is the coming and going of the thing. So here comes the exposure. Here comes the exposure. Got a lot of false actors. The mask is in here. Money and opportunity. All right. Risk taking. That was almost the whole book, a whole deck. Let me pick this up. The world is watching, and that's what they see. They see contain the women, trying to contain the women. Okay. Isolation. That's the hermit, based on delusions. The mental challenge is what to do with this well maintained, this wealthy woman called judgment. Hmm. Judgment on what? A whole new beginning. This is interesting. So someone is trying to turn back the hands of time, as I said, but they're going to end up creating a situation that is going to be so disruptive. Talk to me, Spirit. It'll be so disruptive to our society as a whole that the society itself crumbles. Thank you. Well, let's see if we can offset that before society crumbles. No, it'll be a new society. Mm. What else? It'll be a whole different way of doing things, such as marriage will be different. How so? Relationships will be organized. You mean arranged? No, organized. Talk to me, Spirit. Explain organized relationships. We're talking about between men and women and, romantic partners because we have same sex, we have non binary. Them too. Okay. Uh, the rules are changing. Spirit said no more hunching and dumping. New rules established. Everyone has a partner. We'll have a partner. Will that offset this? It's because of this. Are they spirit? Will these people who are trying to take away the contraceptives and the preventive of pregnancies and the termination of pregnancies be successful? Yes, but it's not going to work in their favor. Ooh, okay, okay. The people will organize themselves. Marriage partners, about non-married partners, them too. Okay, will be chosen from the groups they know. They not from not from the online tenders and things like that. No. Ooh, living will become more communal. That sounds Aquarian. It is okay. Huh. Instead of one family in a home, you might have two or three. Are we talking polyamory, spirit? No. Okay. This is interesting. This is interesting. So don't worry about a thing, folks. These things are going to be. It looks as though. Do any of the countries have this new kind of organized relationship construct? Nepal. Where's my phone? We need to look check relationships in Nepal. Hmm. Let me grab the phone. Be right back. Let's see. Relationships in Nepal. Romantic relationships in the. All right. Okay. Nepal is up there in the mountains. That's what I said. How's it done in Nepal? It's interesting they're talking about communal living. They're giving me pictures of. Oh, shucks. I must have hit the. No, I didn't. Oh, this is just a promo. I'm looking for the Kathmandu. Hmm. How are they? This is like selling Nepalese girls. Okay, that's what this looks like. Well, so much for that idea. Okay. Oh, somebody's written a paper on it. Damn. For the conference, number 9 International Associations for the Study of Sexuality, Culture, and Society at Buenos Aires in Argentina. The abstract, I'm going to have to paraphrase it. Now, the focus group was in Kathmandu. It's in Nepal. All right. They base their relationships on feelings and sexual intentions. There are rules in the game. This is the young Napoli. They allow themselves multiple premarital dating, but often but no sex. You can date, but you're not having sex. Okay. Okay. Sex is discussed within the framework of relationships. If a woman is pressured to have sex in a relationship, the relationship is ended. That's interesting. So, hmm, hmm. In other words, these are the rules. It's going to be regulated. Well, the people themselves will be regulating how, how relationships are supposed to be, how to approach a relationship, how to be in a relationship. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. But what is interesting to me is how, if the female feels pressured or one partner feels pressured into sex, the relationship automatically ends. That's interesting. That's interesting. So that's wow. Don't worry about it, folks. We're gonna be all right, and we just stay grounded. Stay grounded. Um, I say stock up on your contraceptives, but that might be a good idea, especially in Texas. And don't let them catch you with a contraband coming from other states. This is too wild for me. This is too wild. Spirit said, yeah, they're going to get what they want, but not the way they want it. And they're not going to like it. This is Grand Madam wishing you much love. I'm so glad I'm over that.